No coach has ever called me a Rolls Royce. So if I'm Nama Germa, I'm like, yeah, that feels nice.
Maybe you like a Subaru, reliable.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Sports Are Fun. I'm your host, Kelley O'Hara.
I'm the personality hire, BJ Beckwith.
I'm Greydy Diaz, aka Mid-Range Mommy.
I'm Merritt Mathias, broadcast a podcast, and she's tired.
Oh, she's tired. You had a long week. You've been working.
I've been working.
You know, haven't we all?
We have.
We have.
But you know what? It's great to have you back.
It's
tired or not.
Honestly, it feels good to be back.
Yeah.
I wasn't
You're
getting
happy on the
up
couch
on
in your
a
comfies.
Monday morning in the rain for anyone else but
go.
you guys.
There you go. Well, we got a lot to cover this week, including more U.S. Women's National Team, TST. The NWSL is back from international break. We got the W. We got the Women's World Series. We got French Open. There's so much to go over. However, before we jump into it, I have to say that we will be at Fanatics Fest on June 22nd, live, in person. Come see us, hang out with us. We will be there Sunday, June 22nd. Get your coffee, come hang. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have some fun guests and hopefully see you guys there. But let's get into it, shall we? First and foremost, Coco Gauff.
Ooh.
My girl.
Let's
go!
freaking go, baby. What an absolute victory for her. This is her second slam title, wins the French Open, beats Sabalenka, and I wasn't able to watch the full match. I only saw the end portion because I was getting ready to do broadcast. But I did watch her throughout the tournament, and it was so fun to see her come out on top and just like how she's talked about this win for her and how she has manifested this and, you know, the amount of mental visualization that she's put into it. She put out on her stories that this is what she's been doing, the visualization and like manifesting. I'm
Powerful.
curious, do you guys manifest?
Of
Absolutely.
course.
Yeah,
Of
everybody here.
course. Oh my
Like,
God.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
If you're not manifesting, what are you doing?
No, I know, right?
You
Okay.
gotta
I was
put it
just
out
making
there.
sure. I was just making sure we were all practicing that. Okay?
I am abundant.
I really think we saw an incredible display of her mental toughness,
Oh
her
my God.
resilience, her composure in that match. And I'm just so proud of her. And she's the first American since Serena Williams.
Yes. 2002?
Yeah.
2015.
2015
Oh.
to win
Why did I
it
think
in
2002?
You know, in 10 years.
That's awesome.
I also
Very
just
cool.
love how tennis we've deemed like historically a white like privileged sport, like very much so. And in America, it has been like two powerful, strong.
Yeah, I was
Black
about to say, I
women.
don't think about it. I understand like what you're saying.
Like
but
historically,
yeah.
that's what we've known. Like tennis has just like evolved in this way, and
For
in
sure.
the United States, we see like Serena Williams and Coco Gauff have just taken it over.
And then even that, speaking positively on the men's side too.
Yeah,
like Ben
Ben
Shelton is the
Shelton.
only male tennis player I can name.
yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
TFO. Big foe. Come on now.
Oh, you're right. Actually,
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love both of them. So
I also just love that she shared so much behind, like, just gave us an inside look into like what actually goes into taking on something like going for like a grand slam and you're on your own. Like tennis is such a unique sport in that way that you have to find your way in and out of like the highs and lows.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
And
ride with
Wait,
yourself.
I do find that so weird though. Like you can't go talk to your coach in
Yeah.
between sets. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
find that so.
I
I
bizarre.
know,
know,
but
that's
now
what's so
you can
interesting.
speak to your coach. You
But,
used
like,
to not be able to
yeah,
at all. You
but-
couldn't even like
Look
at
at
them.
them.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
like what is that ruling? Like I don't understand.
I mean, I it's changed now. Like you can't,
Yeah.
they can give you tips, they can give you coaching, but I think in the past it was like once you step on that court, it is you and your opponent, and that is it.
Yeah.
And like
Crazy
you
to me.
are coach, you are player, you are.
Which
everything.
even though maybe there is some like leniency there, you don't often see it. It's not like there's a. They
Yeah, it's not like
haven't-
they go over huddle talk.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
There's
you
no
know what I
whiteboard.
mean?
place.
Yeah, you almost you see the players looking at them.
Yeah.
and it's like almost it's like a couple words, nothing major.
It's like an eyebrow
Yeah,
raise, and you're
exactly.
like,
And
yeah,
it's like
I'm in.
it's a lot of body language
Yeah,
too. I would say.
exactly.
Yeah, no,
But
for sure.
I don't know. It was just really cool. I love the manifesting part. I love that she kind of shares all of what she's willing to do in order to be great. And yeah, I think if you're like a young girl wanting to play tennis and to see that and just see that there are so much that goes into being great other than just the practice she's probably putting on the court day in and day out. Like there are these things. You write it down. You say it to yourself. You write it on your mirror. Like I remember playing and having an expo marker in my bathroom and just writing things on my mirror just to like have something that I saw or read that I really resonated with. And it's like, it's cool to do that. You should lean into that.
I'm going to pull up, she put on her story yesterday or maybe, yesterday. And it was talking about, it was dated April 14th. And she was like, I'm a little anxious before practice, but I tried to visualize myself being successful while doing it because it was hard for me to let go of the thoughts that I was having, like these negative thoughts. So instead, I visualized details of me winning the French Open and taking note of how that felt and what the details around me would look like. And for me, that was easier to do than letting go of distracting thoughts. Afterwards, I feel more calm and ready to conquer the day, more confident as well. Like, I love that. That's like, people can see that. Anybody of any age can see that and be like, wow, this is such a great practice or a very specific way to like overcome the negative thoughts that we all face day in and day out. It's like, don't tell yourself to let go of them. You have to actually like replace them with something. And she replaced them with like what it's going to feel like to win the French Open. And then she turns around and does it two months later. Crazy.
I don't think we talk enough about how difficult it is to play a single
Oh my God, I can't
sport.
imagine.
Oh my God.
I played tennis all throughout high school, and that was a big adjustment for me coming from, basketball. And I was just like, wow, I have so much respect for tennis players.
100%.
It's not easy, but did you guys see her replica trophy? Because she doesn't get to bring that big trophy.
Okay, wait, can we talk about the trophy?
It's like
First
this
of all,
big.
Wait. What? Wait, she doesn't get to take that with her?
No,
they
give
at
her
the
a replica
tournament.
of it, and it's literally like this big. She
you're
showed it on her
kidding.
private plane.
Oh my God. Okay, because I sent y'all to
Wait,
the
we can't even talk about a Coco win without talking about the best part. It's a Coco TikTok. Like every
Right,
single
yeah,
time
yes.
she's in a tournament, we are getting
Yes.
fed content.
Yeah, and we love that.
She's a Gen
love it.
Zer.
But her having the trophy and the top falling
my
on
God.
onto
Did
the
you
clay
hear the
court.
audio?
Yeah.
Her being like, "This lighting is terrible." She is so real.
That'd be me. I'd be like, yo, get my good side
Right,
after I
literally.
won. Like, what the hell?
But I was like cackling at her dropping the top of the trophy onto the court because like how many times have you been in celebrations where like the trophy is dented, the trophy
Dented.
breaks, like
Dented.
it's like something's broken.
I think I got a goal. We won a championship. I took one step. It just fell off
Yeah.
the thing. You're like, well, they didn't.
Yeah.
This isn't well made.
I don't know if I've never been in a celebration where we're like, ooh, like we're gonna regret doing that.
Yeah,
You know?
1000%. No, she was like on her like flying home and she's like, you guys, I just gotta let you know, this thing is basically a candy jar.
That is so.
And I'm
Crazy.
like, I kind of love
Wait.
it. I'm like such a knick-knacky girl. I'm like,
You're like,
yo,
this
you can
this is my cute knick-knack
This is
French
my
Open
cute little
trophy
knick-knack.
replica.
Like, I can put this on my little coffee table and put little candies in it. And like,
honestly, yeah.
like, what are you supposed to do with
there's-
some of these trophies? I'm like, yo, it's kind of hideous. I don't want to put it out.
No, truly, like the ones where there's like
All of the trophies you
silver,
think are
like
hideous,
the
give 'em to me.
plate.
Yeah. The plate,
You know,
right.
like it's like I feel like I've seen like athletes like serve things on.
No,
that.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
but
You know,
I
why
think
not? Make them
I
useful.
think tennis has some of the better trophies in
Honestly,
all of
yeah.
sport.
Agreed.
Like they've really done something with their trophies.
Wait,
I'm
pause.
like,
So what are your gold medals? Coasters? Like
yeah, you just come over to Kelly's and you're like, okay, well,
I'm going to Kelly's. I'm like, oh,
That is.
I'd rather put it on the glass table.
I might. Who knows? Next time you come over.
Next time I come over, give me that coaster.
BJ, you only get the bronze medal one.
Yeah, the
my
bronze medal.
God.
Anything gold is not.
They think gold.
Wait, that is okay. We're looking at it. Adam just pulled it up for us in the studio.
That's
on the
tiny.
screen. That's hilarious. That's how small it is. That's what she doesn't get to take the real thing home.
No.
I think they take it
I
every
still
year
think
and
it's
engrave the
so
name of the
cute.
winner, and
I
they
think
keep
it's
it there
so
at the
cute.
tournament. So the
Is
winner
that
gets
for
engraved.
every tennis tournament?
don't
Wait,
know.
I'm so confused.
I'll be sad.
I don't know, but I'm putting some little candies
They
in
could-
that.
surely
I'm
they-
putting it
I
out.
want it.
Okay, fair, but like you could make it a little bit bigger.
Right.
That's
But
like
you
can
know
fit in your
what? Some
pocket.
of us live in New York and we don't have a lot of space
That's
in our
true, true,
apartments.
true.
So,
True.
Because we're getting French Open replica trophies.
Coco, if you don't want it,
Coco, if you would like to
Oh
give that
my
to me, I have a
God.
perfect place on
I
my
have a
side
perfect
table
place,
to
right.
use it.
Oh man. Well, shout out to Coco. Huge win. Cannot wait for the U.S. Open now. Take some time off, girl. Take a little relax.
Before we just go to our next little
Okay.
topic, I think we just have to talk about the like
press conference.
post-game
Oh yeah, Sabalenka.
press
Yes.
conference.
Yes. No, I mean, you guys, I didn't see it, so
I saw it.
Sabalenka basically.
Okay, listen, she comes off of losing this championship match. It's well fought, but she is.
Does Coco won in straight sets?
No.
No.
Okay, it wasn't.
Sabalenka won the first one.
Yeah.
Sabalenka won the first one.
Yeah.
Okay,
second and
that's what I
third she
thought.
won.
Okay.
Yeah, and over the course of the match, she has a lot of errors throughout the match. I think it was 70. So she goes into this post-game interview. Obviously, tensions are high. She started to unravel.
She's
a bit.
furious.
Yeah, she started to spiral. We all
break her
saw the
rackets.
spiral
Dude,
happen
yeah.
on the court. I'm like, ma'am, you're making a little tornado out of this clay. Like, you're spiraling. I'm like, oh my God.
You're not wrong.
So she goes into this post-game presser and is asked a question about the match, and she's basically like, I don't believe Coco Gauff played well or had an incredible game. I think I struggled and had a lot of errors, which both of those things can be true. And you have to hold space for this
Well,
moment
both of those
like,
things can be true of you didn't have a great game or match, but Coco did have a good game.
Yeah.
You can say both.
Yes,
and she
exactly.
was
She
not,
didn't.
and she was
didn't.
not.
and
Yeah,
she
which
was,
is
full blown spiral. Was just only
Continued
seeing her
into the
70
press conference.
mistakes
Right,
going
right.
into the press conference.
Right.
But I believe she said something after.
She made
acknowledged
a
it
little,
after.
yeah.
on her story.
Made it a little better.
Yeah, that was
Honestly-
necessary.
Honestly, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt here. English is not her first language, so I'm kind of like, you're choosing words and you're in the heat of the moment. So I'm like,
No,
I'm
I think
of okay with this.
right. I think that like you should be gracious in defeat, right? Always.
Yeah, always.
It is very difficult as an athlete at times. And I've seen many a people, probably myself included, I've said things post match that like I wish I could take back, you know? But I do think her probably maybe sleeping on it or seeing like
Or someone being like, yo, you need
Giving,
to walk
a
it back.
speech writer, maybe. Someone who can write a speech.
right, yeah. But in her story, she did put that up of like
No, but I feel like I saw it and I was like, oh, like I would be a little annoyed if I'm Coco. But then I'm also like, okay.
Coco did
annoyed
respond.
from the post
Yeah.
match.
But then I'm also like, oh, like, okay, if I'm in those shoes too, like I would be pissed.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel it's harsh to lose and then be like, interview, please.
yeah, no,
I'd be
for
like, I'm not
sure.
talking to
Give us
anybody.
your
For sure.
rawest,
Yeah, give us your
most
raw thoughts.
emotional thought.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use it against you.
No,
Yeah.
literally.
She said on her story, yesterday was a tough one. Coco handled the conditions much better than I did and fully deserved the win. She was the better player yesterday, and I want to give her the credit she earned. You all know me. I'm always going to be honest and human in how I process these moments. I made over 70 unforced errors, so I can't pretend it was a great day for me. But both things can be true. I didn't play my best, and Coco stepped up and played with poise and purpose. She earned that title, respect, time to rest, learn, and come back stronger, which I like. I commend her for putting that out there.
Totally.
You know?
And I think the whole tournament, like the duration of the whole tournament, you just saw like why they were 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, they are 1 and 2, and
Yeah.
like this
This is
sets
what
up the
one-
US. This is gonna be like US Open is gonna be epic.
Oh,
well,
yeah, for
1000%. But I think this is also what, the tennis world always wanted Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams to be, which was never that. Like Maria Sharapova was never stepping in this ever even close to Serena Williams. This though. This is epic. This can be like something
This
that
is
you
a
go back and
rivalry.
forth. This is like Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer
Right.
on the women's side.
Yeah, it feels like we now have our two athletes that are gonna be going head to head and like expected to be in finals.
Yeah. And one
Slam
of
in
them's
and slam
a
out.
bit of a head case, so it makes it even better.
Truly. And Coco, meanwhile, is providing
you need
content
a
out
little
of the
drama.
womb.
Right, yeah.
You need some drama.
It's
And
so
Coco's
No, it's just
super young, so
interesting.
she has a lot of greatness ahead of her.
oh my god.
yeah.
1000%.
Yeah, and
I
we
can't.
are blessed.
Yo,
because of that.
my
you,
fits for the
Sports
U.S. Open though.
all right. Listen. We can't derail. There's too much to go over
I was just,
today.
my ears were pricking up.
You guys can offline that later. All right, we got to talk about another champion. New champion in the World Series space. Texas beat Texas Tech after Oklahoma beat Texas Tech. I was then pulling for Texas Tech because I was going for $1 million baby. Najee Kennedy.
None of us chose correctly.
No, we did
No,
not.
we did not.
But hat off to Texas. Great
Yeah.
win. Went to the third game, and they won it very handedly in that third game. 10-4, I think, was the score. Yeah. But that's not to say that there wasn't a lot of action leading into that game. So first of all, did you guys see Nigeria trying to walk
Yes.
Texas
I
player?
honestly was like, what is going on?
Okay.
Someone please
watching,
explain
while
softball
watching
to
the
me.
game.
Like, so you're trying to walk her, right?
Right.
Because you don't want her to get an amazing hit. And I don't know if this is unsportsmanlike of me. If you hit someone with the ball, they walk.
Right.
Hit her.
That's
why I'm like,
that's your strategy for walking
her.
somebody, an intentional walk. Okay, so to explain
not hard, but hit her.
to explain
Yeah,
the
like
situation.
I'm softening up I'm just
Like
like
you're launching that ball.
right,
Like, girl,
right.
hit her.
But I feel like
Hit her.
so to explain the situation, Nigeria Kennedy, she was doing an intentional attempt to intentionally walk a hitter, and she threw 2 pitches, and then I think on the 3rd or 4th one, the Texas hitter was like, "I'm gonna take a swing at this because it's close
was
enough and
close.
it's slow enough,"
And the one
she
before
did.
was close.
Yeah, and she got I think that ended the game for them, correct? Yeah. So it was like a weird way to end the game, and I think everyone was kind of caught off guard. But I have a lot talk about handling defeat graciously. Nigeria Kennedy, in her response in the in the press conference post game, she was asked about it being her first intentional walk attempt all season, and the reporter asked her, "Can you walk us through the type of challenge it is to execute that play in this type of setting?" And her response was, "There's not a challenge. I made that mistake. This loss is on me, and I apologize to my team."
Wow.
Like, and
Yeah.
I literally,
I'm like tearing up now.
dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched it. I literally was watching it in my on social, and I go, damn. I was like, wow, wait, like, what a. I mean, she's in college, and to have that type of response and to understand, like, she knows the responsibility that she has for this Texas Tech team. She's been put on a platform now and is like high expectations, but for her to handle it in that way and to say that and just be like, no, I own it and I take full responsibility for that. Like, I couldn't love her more at this point.
She's
truly.
ahead of her time. She's clearly a pro already.
Yeah.
And how can you not like her? And
For
she,
sure.
she just signed another $1 million contract.
Exactly.
And she's
She's the not the
first,
first, but
and
the
she's
second.
the first and the second $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Signing.
Yeah, but
Mara, I remember the first time though you said I would have to go to Texas Tech for more than $1 million. $2 million.
$2 million.
Oh,
You have the chance.
Mara might be moving in.
I might be putting on my cowboy boots and walking my ass to love it. Honestly,
You guys, if you see Merritt on a long road in Texas,
literally
take
a
her out.
long road.
Take her all the way there.
Take
oh my God.
me home,
Yeah,
country
but,
road.
but she turned around the next game 2, and ended up closing it out for her team, getting Texas Tech the win, sending it to game 3, which was huge. And I mean, what an incredible College World Series for
Oh my goodness.
for just us to watch,
Yeah.
and then for Texas, obviously Nigeria and what she's was able to accomplish. Obviously, I'm sure she would have wanted to win the championship, but she is like setting herself apart in this sport and in college sports in general.
And she
I
will
think.
have more opportunities.
Oh,
She's only
100%.
a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
So she's going to be a junior.
For
so
sure.
We're going to be seeing her for a long time.
I have a question. Do we have a professional women's softball league in the United States?
Yes, we do.
We are
Athletes
just
Unlimited.
about to kick off or kick
Okay,
off.
it's
hit
about
off.
hit
Sorry,
off.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay, that's why. Okay, but I'm just saying. I just think it is so cool that you have the beginning of this league. We've seen softball historically. Like, I remember softball being so dominant in the Olympics. What was that? Like maybe
2008.
2008. And then they moved away from it. We didn't see this investment in softball in the same way. And now you have like this College World Series taking off. Patrick Mahomes is there. Like, you have just this buzz, and it's leading into, I think we'll see almost the same trajectory of what we almost saw in women's college basketball.
I was
in the
gonna say the same
NCAAs,
thing,
and
yeah.
it flow over into this professional league where people will be interested in it. They'll want to see the $2 million pitcher
Absolutely.
and all that comes with that. And it's just really cool to continue to see that this investment in women's sports matters.
For sure. And how the college game can impact the professional
Totally
game.
impact the entire game and the entire future of the professional league.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do, before we move on, want to talk about Mia Scott on Texas playing with
I
a
know.
torn ACL.
1,000. What?
Like, what?
How?
Okay, not
Crazy.
to be like, okay, never tore my ACL. You have.
I have.
Okay. Would you say that if you're going to be doing any sport, hitting a, like how?
Think about running.
Well, you can
Running the
run
bases.
onto. Well, you can run straight, right?
Yeah, I would say that.
I'm not taking anything.
I
Like,
feel
No,
like you
no,
were
no.
just
I'm not taking
hurt.
it away, but I'm pretty sure her knee, if you could see, it was like taped.
okay, yeah.
Oh,
Like, it was.
she had basically a cast
Right.
on. I mean, she couldn't. You can't really like lift your knee, but she certainly can't lift it because of all the tape. But I will say, going through an ACL injury, the moment that it happens, it's the most excruciating pain you will ever feel. It's as if your ligament is set on fire, and it's really intense.
Because it snaps.
Yeah, it's really intense, and then it dissipates. So the aftermath of that, like you're leading into surgery, and now they don't do ACL surgeries
Immediately.
2 days, 3 days after. They actually want you to go maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks after, and you have to do rehab and strengthening all the way up into your surgery date. And then you basically start from like bottom and work your way back up. Leading into surgery after the injury, you start to be able to do the strengthening exercises that you need to do. There is a moment where
You're like, do I need this surgery?
I mean, my knee might buckle every now and then, but like I'm good.
It might give out if I do a quick cut.
1000%. Like I have no directional like side to side movement, but who needs it?
I mean,
honestly,
shake and bake, but like, you know, we can
I
go straight.
can maybe a little bit. So like
PJ's face.
it's yeah, you're like going into surgery and you're like, actually, I feel quite fine. You get out of surgery and you're like, what?
Okay, but genuinely, so I looked her up because I was like, I wonder what year she is. Like, why'd she do this? Blah, blah, blah. Because, like, her future, And so I was like, she's a senior. She played all 4 years. I don't think she has a COVID year because she started in 2022.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you don't have a 5th year technically because you used all your eligibility.
Right.
Would you do it your senior year?
Yes.
Yes,
1000%. And
Yes.
especially
You
to
tape
kinda
everything
worth
up
it.
and you get out there.
to Kelly's point, if there were any sport that I'm like, you could potentially get away with playing on a torn ACL, I believe softball could be one of them. You're still going to be in pain, and doing that is like, yo, you're a baddie. You are bad. You are stone cold for like knowing you have a torn ACL just mentally,
Yeah.
and then taping it up and then going out there and performing at the level that she did. But I mean, I'm like, yo, that's sick.
No,
It
if
is
I'm
so
doing a
sick.
sport, it's bowling. If I have a torn ACL, I'm bowling.
Pool, maybe pool.
A little
Not
golf.
even.
Really? I'm like,
Can't bend over.
Cool. Yeah.
Can't even bend over
I'm
like
bowling.
Some billiards for you?
Yeah, maybe poker.
Okay.
Ooh, maybe some darts. Maybe
Maybe ping pong.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Ping pong be wild.
Yeah,
no,
ping pong is
ping pong
wild.
is,
You wouldn't be able to move it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You better extend those.
All right.
We're getting off track. We're getting off track.
Okay. All right, we got to talk about TST. You were there.
I was there.
Tell us about us. U.S. women rolling into the finals.
Yeah, there's like a whole mix of players that have played. Some have played professionally. Some have never played professionally. Some played on the national team, never played on the national team. So, but yesterday on the sideline, excuse me, I was like, yo, why am I nervous? First of all, I am celebrating like I'm part of the team. And I'm also like,
For U.S. women?
oh yeah,
that's your team,
1000%.
okay.
And like also, I'm like, get it together, you guys. We're taking people off the field. You have these young ones trying to understand the strategy of what I'm like. Oh my God, like get some veteranship out there. My God, this is crazy. But I was like, I'm getting nervous.
At any point, did you want to play? Or
Leading into the tournament, no. And then you're like, you see,
could play, though,
you get
right?
it. Yeah,
Like
I could
physically?
play.
Yeah.
I think I would need some time to train.
Well,
like,
yeah.
I don't. think
that would be smart of you to do.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
wing it,
I'm in.
babes, wing
Right
it.
now, I'm in no position to be out on the field. It is wild, but yeah, it was so funny. There was a moment where they had gotten off on the subbing. It was a goal kick for the other team, and the U.S. women's team subs at the wrong time. They basically sub out their midfielder, leave this midfielder open.
Oh my God.
The goalkeeper splits the two like nines, and like they turn and like counterattack. I thought Carly was gonna have you guys.
Was she on the sideline? Oh my God.
We got to get the subbing correct.
Oh,
Like we
yeah.
got. What
She's
are we doing?
We have to control the controllables. I mean, it's true, but like, she's not wrong.
1000%. I think you quoted her word for word.
Curly, can you confirm that's what you said?
yeah. You guys, what are we doing?
That's what I said. Yeah.
It's
But the
so
championship
good.
is tonight. Who's
It's
in it?
tonight
Who are they
at
playing? Who's
7,
US
and I
versus-
think they're playing Bumpy Pitch, which
Oh,
has
is
some.
Solo FC out?
They're out. They're
I
out.
really wanted to see that match.
Oh my God, could you imagine? That would have been cinema, yo.
Cinema.
Absolute cinema. But they're going
Reality
against
television.
Bumpy Pitch, which actually has some former NWSL players, McGall Zerboni, who had been
Oh,
on the national
sick.
team.
Okay.
Katie Johnson, Yuki.
Oh.
Yeah, so it should be
Oh,
a
this
fun
is
little
gonna be
time.
good.
But like
And isn't
also,
Ali Krieger
I
on
just
the
have to,
U.S. team?
Yeah.
yeah.
Love.
So good. Yeah, Allie got out there. All the girls were out there, but like the gals reunited is just great. But to just see all of it, you're just like, the soccer world's so small, and then you make a 7v7 tournament that makes it even smaller, and you're like, you know, so many people.
Right.
It's like sisterhood. It's like
It's a party, baby.
it's a party.
Yeah.
It's so good
No.
For
But-
$1 million.
for $1 million.
Exactly. It's $1 million party.
Yo, I had to go ask. I was filming content and I was asking these like young kids. I'm like, yo, you win this $1 million prize. What are you doing? Investing it. Yo, shut
Smart.
up.
Smart.
Wait, I was like,
What do you want them to do? Buy a
buy a
G-Wagon?
bag, yo.
Buy
Just
a
have
boat.
fun. Yeah.
Buy a boat.
I'm like, yo,
Get
this
a
12-year-old
yacht.
says like, I'm gonna invest it. I'm gonna take some money and put it in my Roth
Yo,
IRA.
time is on
I
their
go,
side.
yo.
Time is on their side.
I'm like, yeah, you are
Absolutely.
part of the generation that has no hope currently. Yeah, I would be investing that.
So that's the girl who thought that the what was it in your bank account that you
parentheses is negative.
parentheses.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Yeah, why you
No, I don't think anybody should be taking
I haven't known
investing
at all. I'm
advice
like, I
from-
win $1 million. I ain't investing in shit.
I'll see you on the boat, babe.
Yeah, I'll see you on the boat, baby.
Here's
And you
guys.
know what?
That's
My bank
merit.
account gonna be in the black because I'm operating above the red.
Oh my God. Wild. All right. Well, jeez Louise. Okay. Well, going from U.S. Women TST to U.S. Women's National Team,
Hey.
we had the second game of last camp, U.S. Women versus Jamaica. They won 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Emma Hayes said, I think after the game that, or maybe before, I think she said before, that she wanted to find her core.
Yeah, she said that before. She said that leading in before the matches.
Yes. That was shocking to me
Shocking.
because I thought, I really thought that, or I really think still, I don't think she's found her core. I think that, and I guess it's more so, I'm like, what number is your core? Like how many people are in your core? Because if you maybe 14 to 18, maybe you found that. Is your core 26? I don't think you found that, so I am curious. She said that. I would love to be like, did you find your core, Emma?
Do you think she did?
No, I don't think she knows her core yet. I think it would be very difficult to know that with the number of players who have been out. Like last episode I talked about the midfield. Like I think Lily, Heaps.
Wow, good job.
Got that right
Oh my
on the first
God.
try. Sam Coffey. I think those are their locks. But then I didn't even bring up the fact. Well, I brought up Rose, but then Croy Bethune has been out. Hal Hirschfeld's been out. Like those are players. And somebody on YouTube, thank you for pointing that out to me. I was like, I even forgot about those players.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have so many players that I think made a big impact last year have been out from injury and or are pregnant. We have a triple espresso for whatever reason they've been out. So I'm like, I don't know. There's too many players that are, in my opinion, going to be part of your core that haven't been in the environment for this first 6 months of 2025. I can't imagine she's like, I know my core.
Yeah,
But maybe she does.
I think it's also hard to know your core when you're going against, like, respectfully, Jamaica and China. I don't think
Right,
you're
yeah.
finding your core in that level of competition.
Right. I think this next camp will
Yeah, I
be-
think this next camp is a bit more moving in that direction. Maybe she says that because it's like, listen, this is the time where I'm going to start refining
Right.
who is coming into camp. It's
Right.
We are leading into a time point on the calendar where it's not going to be everyone that has a good game here and there is getting called in. Like we are going to start bringing in more players consistently. But to your
I
point,
think that is kind of what
Yeah.
her being like this, maybe alluding to what we are going to see as fans.
Like
Yeah.
the first
Moving
caps
forward.
are capped,
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think to your point, like the players like Hal Hirschfeld, Croy Bethune, those are players that will have the ability to shake up what we've seen in this first like 6 months of the
100%.
calendar year. And them healthy, they start to really put competition in there that people that have opportunity right now, if they're playing at the top of their game, which I believe that they will be able to, I don't see people getting called back into camp if they're in the mix.
That have been being
Yeah.
called. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, again, so many people have been out. Naomi Gurma was out
Yeah.
for a while, but I will say someone who is absolutely in her core is Naomi Girma, because after the game, Emma Hayes said that Naomi Girma is like a Rolls Royce. And listen, I'm going to tell you right now, no coach has ever called me a Rolls Royce. So if I'm Naomi Girma, I'm like, yeah, that feels nice.
Maybe you like a Subaru, reliable.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
You reliable.
I know, but like, I'm like reliable, but like kind of elite. Will you give me that?
I'll give you hybrid.
Okay. I was gonna give myself Honda Pilot because I'm like,
Is that not the same thing?
No, well, listen.
Oh.
Okay. I was like, I'm versatile. You know, like you can. It's not like a big SUV. It's not a small car. If you need to like go camping and or like go in the city or run some errands, you rely on the Honda on the Honda Pilot, right? It's like the middle ground.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? Don't count yourself short, Cal. And I love a Honda.
Oh,
but like I think I'm
you're
like a BMW X3, like maybe something like that, right? Like the middle range SUV.
Yeah. I could give you BMW X3.
Yeah, like,
and
I
every
could
once
put
in a while, it's got to go in the shop.
Yeah, 100%.
But they also are.
Yo, honestly, you're right. You're right. Oh
yeah.
my God.
Honestly, you and Rose, I'm like, if we were going to name other car, like align
Rose,
cars,
Rose?
Rose is a Range Rover. She is luxury. She has the potential to turn heads.
You know what?
Bitches in the shop often getting work. Like, you know,
Yo, we gotta get
like,
some tune-ups.
like with a Range Rover, people are like, yo, I know the narrative on this car. Yeah. I know it's gonna be.
But I still
you have
want
to
it.
put a lot of money in this for it to keep riding. But like people be buying
like,
it, they be
yo.
rocking with it because they're like, it's nice.
It's
yo.
it's worth it. Even
It's
the amount of time it
worth
spends
it.
in the shop, it's worth it.
It's worth it because
Yeah.
every time I come out and step in it, I be turning heads, and that is Rose Lavelle. She's a Range Rover through and through.
I love that.
Good
I love
answer.
that. Amazing.
Who else?
Who else? No. That was good. You nailed that. Oh my God. I'm not a Subaru because I'm gay.
You said it.
Wait, so how many players will make the final roster?
So for World Cup, it's 23.
23.
Yeah.
Okay. And they probably have
And-
some reserves, like just
Yeah,
in
they
case there's
usually
any
bring,
injuries.
I think, 3 reserves to the World
Okay.
Cup. But again, I mean,
only
it's
3?
Yeah, and I think for men's World Cup it's 26. So FIFA could change their mind and make it equal for the women and allow the teams to bring 26 as they should. But as it stands now, 23.
And they're facing some tough competition in the next camp. They're doing Canada and Ireland.
Yeah, no, these are going to be good
Yeah,
games.
these are
Wait,
gonna
can
be good
I
games.
say, like, Canada to me feels like our sister.
In what way?
As in, if
No,
I'm
it's
not
a
rooting for
stepsister.
US, like if they're out of a tournament, like if
You're
they're
rooting
No.
for Canada?
No.
if
This is a
the
horrible
US is not in
take.
contention.
Horrible take.
I
She's
think-
like the evil stepsister.
No, if I'm
Get out. Get out.
Uh-oh.
Get out.
anyway.
This might
Maybe
be the
it's
wildest
because-
take I've ever heard come out
No,
of your
I'm
mouth.
rooting for. If I'm not rooting for the US, I'm rooting for Canada or Mexico. I'm not even kidding.
Wow, he's Team CONCACAF through and through. Get him a shirt.
Suddenly, I'm a CONCACAF
Yo,
fan.
he's like, I still don't know what it
And
means,
sometimes
but
I
yes.
have a soft
He's
spot
like
for
he's like
England.
Gotham, San Diego Wave, CONCACAF.
And you know, like I did get really keen on them once they were like snooping with the drones. I was like,
The drone situation from Canada
So that
was
was-
Brady's like, don't
wild.
bring me in
that was
this.
mumbling and cackling. Like, I'm sorry, but I was like, yeah, let him stay.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Well, who are you gonna cheer for when US plays Canada coming up? Okay, I'm just making
yeah.
sure. Every business or show, like Sports Are Fun, starts with an idea. How can you go from daydreamer to industry leader? Amazon Business accelerates your journey. With smart business buying, get everything you need to grow in one familiar place, from office supplies to IT essentials and maintenance tools. Amazon Business takes the buying experience you know and love from Amazon, plus tools that help you save costs and make insights-based decisions. Ready to bring your vision to life? Learn how at amazonbusiness.com. Speaking of your secondary team, they lost to Seattle this weekend. San Diego Wave dropped their first game since April 12th.
Why are we
Thoughts?
talking smack to me?
Also,
Oh,
your
you
first-
dove right in. You
Yeah,
dove right in.
We're gonna jump straight to it because we're talking about supporting our team. And
Yeah, let's talk about
We're
it.
gonna talk supporting our
Your
team
number
presented
one
by
team.
my number one team, presented by Amazon Business. And talking about supporting my team is me standing in the pouring rain for 2+ hours to Gotham to lose 2-1.
You guys,
And
BJ,
mind you-
BJ texting
mind
us
you-
being like, I cannot believe I am sitting in the
In
rain.
the pouring
Let's
rain
piss
like
awful
this
right now.
for this showcase. Mind you, Sports Illustrated Stadium is like, don't worry, guys, the seats are covered. Babes
No,
were
they're
also
not.
Covered where?
worse.
No, they're not.
Covered for
Sold
who?
that line. That is, it is.
Covered for who?
They're like,
There's
oh, those are the
liter-
sweets.
Yeah, right.
They're like, our sweet seats are covered.
Literally, I'm in a-
Everything
I'm
else,
in a
you're out
poncho.
in the elements.
So I don't want to hear
will
any smack talk about me supporting a team anymore.
You
That's
will
fair.
be.
No, you are.
You
You're-
will feel every drop of rain in
Every drop of
Sports
rain.
Illustrated Stadium, and when you're feeling every drop of rain, and then you have to watch the
Your
performance.
team lose.
Oh my god.
Not only your team
Gotham?
lose, your team gets shellacked.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I
also this becomes like a bigger conversation though, because what?
Well, no.
Well, I'm just saying. I just think it becomes a bigger conversation that you have these like pretty big games that are happening a week after you go on an international break. And so a lot of these players have been in camp. They haven't had days off. They're coming in. They're expected to play decent minutes. And I think this is just like really hard. You see a lot of this conversation, especially around games like this with Seattle. They didn't start a lot of their players, had a lot of players out. I think San Diego experiences their first loss, but I think a majority of their players were out on international break and they're having to come in and perform. So I don't
It's
know.
tough.
You get performances where you're like, oh, I feel like it could have been better from these teams. And then you have to realize that they've had to maneuver around players coming in, traveling back, resting,
For sure.
what's safe, what's not safe.
But I think the evolution of professional football, especially in this country, it's always been that teams have like a reliable 11 and not a super deep bench. I would say across the board, that's kind of historically been how it's been. But I think that is where we'll see, like, this is what will help set the league apart. Like, it's the international breaks aren't going anywhere. You know, like they're still going to happen. So can teams build not only their starting 11, who a lot of them will leave for international break, but their secondary choices and get them to a place where like they can compete when they need to, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think Gotham got shellacked though.
I was being harsh. Like there was some times where I was like,
You're like, I have high expectations for my number one.
right.
It was what, 2-1 the score?
Yeah, 2-1.
2-0 before half. Okay. Actually, I'm not being harsh. The only person who can score is the opposing team on an own goal. I'm not being harsh. Let's put some balls in the back of the net.
That is fair. Kansas City was the only team that
Scored that day.
legally
Right.
that day.
And I love me some Emily Sonnet. Yeah, you pushed Claire Hutton, girl. two hand
It
pushes.
was a baby push. Come on.
They were like watching it back.
Shove in the back.
It was a shove.
That was a shove in the back. Are you kidding?
No, they're replaying the.
she was just getting
For those who don't know,
positioned,
Emily
She,
Sonnet
like,
scored with a
literally
header.
snapped her neck. Yo.
Oh
She
my
snapped
God.
So
her
for those who
neck.
don't know, Emily Sonnet scores with a header. Two-hand pushes Claire Hutton on Kansas City in the back. They're reviewing it on the big screen in the stadium. Everyone's like, "That's a goal." I'm sitting there. I'm like, "All right."
You're like, no, it's not.
I'm like, "I'm a fan here. I would love her to get a goal. But let's be
You're
real.
like, I'm a fan, but a realist.
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I'm a ref at the end of the day."
That's the next
Yo,
jersey you put on
actually,
your back.
Hold on.
honestly,
For my team.
wait, I would die to see you giving out a card.
Wait,
You would be like,
Wait, also though, I did
like
see
you
that.
being a ref down. Imagine BJ with
You.
Right.
Wait, I did see though a stat that said Gotham had the most yellow cards, and I was like, at least we're winning something.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it wasn't all bad news for Gotham. We got Roosevelt
wasn't.
back,
And that
which
was lovely.
you know we got our Range Rover.
We got a Range Rover back.
We got our Range
yo.
Rover
She
back.
out of the shop.
Another bright spot. Savvy King was in the stands. Great to
Oh,
see her
that was
back.
so
That was like
nice.
heartwarming.
Yo, to be fair, let me just say, the girl be looking good after heart
No,
surgery.
her
I
hair
was
was
like,
good.
she
She
did
looked
look good.
incredible.
No, yeah.
Fit,
She did look
strong,
really
hair,
incredible.
amazing.
But was a little shocked that Angel City didn't get that win.
Speaking of wild goals, did you see the goal
The
that
deflection?
Chicago scored?
Crazy.
Okay, but do you
So
want
crazy.
thank God the NWSL on their Instagram wasn't like, what a goal. It was like, holy deflection, which I think everyone was like, put the what just happened there? I was trying
I mean,
to
that's
like
some evolution from the NWSL.
right.
Sometimes they'd be like, what an incredible goal. I'm like,
you're like,
that's,
that's a
a shot
Schross.
from everyone knows that wasn't intended.
That was a Hail Mary.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just kick it and see what happens.
The physics on that goal, I still don't understand.
They need to be studied.
Yeah,
That was
100%. 100%.
wild.
Oh my gosh.
And like if you're the defender, it was M.A. Vignola that it came off of, which I rock with M.A. so hard. I think she's so good. But I know she was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you
There was nothing she
fucking
could have done
kidding-
about that.
She did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah.
She blocked whatever was trying to happen.
Yeah.
Just like in the back of the net. And then she ends up scoring the equalizer, which was
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah,
sick.
lovely.
But I'm like, I know she was like, yo, you gotta be fucking kidding
No,
me.
like, what else am I gonna do here?
No,
I do want to
exactly.
say though, the standings are so close,
So tight.
Who do you guys think is gonna make it to the playoffs?
I think Gotham will be in the playoffs. I know that they're out of playoff contention right now. Truly, I do. I have no doubt that they will put it together. But they're at a moment in their season where they have to like make a decision. What are we doing, guys?
Girl,
How
what you
are
talking
we?
to us for? Go to the locker room.
Knock,
Send
knock,
some
knock.
text. Like, let's get serious.
No, but I.
Who do you think
Don't know
though?
that.
And
Out of-
who's not making it? Then?
Let's see. Let me pull up the standings
Well,
right now.
Orlando Pride is definitely making it.
Yeah, Grady is.
and we
nothing to
didn't
worry
talk about how they beat the Dash, which is expected. right?
Yeah.
Well, and
Barely,
honestly,
though.
the tits
Barely.
end of stoppage time. My God.
Yeah.
A win's a
no.
win.
If
I'ma
they're
take
not
it.
beating the
I'ma take
Dash, let's be serious.
Right.
What'd you say?
If they're not, they beat them in the 90th minute.
I know.
Like, it was insane.
Oh my god. Okay, do you want me to look at these standings and tell you who I think?
Oh,
is
do you want me to
gonna
read
be
them
in it?
out?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have number 1, Kansas City. Number 2, Orlando Pride. 3, Spirit. 4, San Diego. 5, Seattle, which really surprises me. Like, I feel like they
Yeah,
crept up
Seattle's
there.
in the mix.
Do you want to
yeah.
know what my theory is on this?
What?
What?
That Laura Harvey is such a coach that does her tactics, and her game strategy based on the other team. Like she has how she wants her team to
Yeah.
play, but she is a coach
She's a tactician.
that will be like, I know their strengths, their weaknesses. This is how we're going to play against them. We'll set up the game plan based on a little bit on themselves, but a lot on the other team. And I feel like it took Seattle, like she needed to see what these other teams were going to be putting out there. And now she's going into games being like, I know exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I know how to coach my team.
Yeah, that's
win.
that's
they're gonna be
exactly
hard to
why Laura
defend.
Harvey has been
Yeah.
To
successful
play
in this
against,
league.
yeah.
No, for sure.
So you have them. Well, they did surprise me to sit here. 6 is Racing Louisville. 7, Portland.
That's also
8,
wild.
Bay.
Same.
9, Angel City. 10, Gotham. Both, I feel like, had, or at least Angel City, had a really strong start. So I'm a little surprised that they're this low.
Right.
11, Courage. 12, Houston. 13, Utah. 14, Chicago. And I think 11 to 14 ain't moving.
No. Well, I mean, listen,
Maybe-
North Carolina, Gotham both have the same number of points. Then it's Angel City and Bay, equal points at 15. And then Portland's at 16 and Racing's at 17, Seattle's at 17. In my opinion, 5 through 11, they are sitting close enough within 5 points of each other that is,
And even
that's where
change.
movement will happen. We will see a lot of changes in those positionings of standings. And it is anyone's game, race, whatever, to win right now.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I do
Yeah.
think that Gotham will be in the playoffs. But that's just me.
But
Because
then
my
if Gotham's in, who's out?
Bay or Racing.
I feel like Racing's on a
I
tier.
think racing might stay like a little bit more steady.
All
I think
right.
I
that
think
they
so,
could
too.
see, I don't think that I don't know if they will jump into that like higher echelon.
think
Yeah,
so.
1 through
I don't
4.
think
teams,
so.
but I think I could see them remaining like 6.
I'm going to keep them in
7.
there. I don't think Seattle's staying in there in my head.
Really?
I don't think so.
Okay. Interesting.
And I'm not sure about Portland either.
All right. Well, we're going to find out as
We'll
the season
see.
keeps on cruising.
Keeps on keeping on.
But over to the dribbling sport of the hands. With your hands.
Not your best.
Not my best transition. All right. Fair enough. We'll try again. Over
Moving
to.
from outdoors to indoors. Let's talk basketball.
Let's do it. I love that for us. Speaking of a big win and a surprising win, Valkyries beat the
This was
Aces.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie.
No,
Grady,
it
what
was.
happened?
yeah, tell us.
I mean, it's the second time this season that the Aces got beat by 20 plus points.
So what's the
20
issue?
points
Well,
or
like
more.
what happens in those games?
I mean, Becky Hammond said that they have a heart issue and a head issue
Oh,
right now.
damn.
So, you know,
Damn.
and she's just like, we got to figure out our effort.
right.
And at the same time, shout out to the Valkyries for playing so well. And they've showed us really great moments against very good competition. And Kayla Thornton had her first career double-double, as did Veronica Burton in that game. And again, they do have great players. So at the end of the day, like hard work
Yeah, for sure.
will always show.
What do you think the Aces? Who on the Aces can be like, yo, head and heart, let's fucking go?
I mean, I think Asia Wilson is the leader on that team. So I think, you know, I think it's her time and her place to really gather
Yeah.
her team and say, hey, this is not who we are. This is not what I built.
Yeah,
you know what I
right,
mean? This is
right.
not the house that I built.
like, girls, get it
so we
together.
got to figure it out.
Get
And
together, girls.
again, she has Olympians next to her
Yeah.
that she's playing against, you know, or playing with rather.
Yeah.
And, you know, they need to figure it out sooner than later. And I think that they will. They have a great coach, but yeah, I mean, for the Valkyries to beat you is kind of crazy.
True. Yeah, talk about an
To be fair, we were
established
at
team.
the Valkyries game against the Liberty.
Yeah,
and
they played well.
Their second game, I was like, man, they are good. Who is their point guard on the team?
Valkyries?
Yeah.
Veronica Burton.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
she's crazy.
Yeah,
like
she's
And
great.
Kate Martin's been
she-
showing out.
No,
Yeah.
Kate
she.
Martin has
I'm
been
just
playing
saying,
well.
like,
The buzzer
there's
beater,
just like
first
enough.
half.
You can tell from even her energy that she wants to win. Like, she wants it more than the other person. It like kind of permeates through their team. Their second game against the Liberty, I was like, because they got blown out the first game, but
Yeah.
their second game they turned it around, made it really difficult to play against. Had some, like you said, bright moments, and yeah, it's fun to see an expansion team kind of get wins like this and
For
kind
sure.
of be like, oh wow, okay, they are not here to kind of find their footing throughout the
They're not
season.
just like
They're
a
like here to
participants.
try.
They're-
Yeah, they're here. You're not just gonna easily pick up points on them. You are gonna have to play some of your best basketball.
Yeah.
But also their head coach is a former Aces coach. So she knows that team.
There you go.
She
Talk
knows
about-
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
plays. She knows their strengths, their weaknesses, and she exposed them. She did her job.
Love that.
So shout out to her.
Talk
What
about
do you
yeah.
what do you think are those strengths and weaknesses of the Aces that she exposed?
I mean, she definitely exposed defensively. If you collapse on Asia Wilson, if you double team her, if you do a box and one, it makes it harder for her. She only had 8 first half points, and you're gonna rely every night heavily on
Yeah.
Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
So
sure.
how can you slow her down?
Right, and
And
they
they
did.
slowed her down.
Damn.
But also Veronica Burton, she is taking advantage of this opportunity because she's having her best year. She's averaging 12 points, and in past years, she's only averaged, 3.1
Dang.
points per game. So she has an increase in
Yeah,
minutes.
that's a large jump.
large
That's a
jump.
huge jump. That's a huge jump.
No.
So shout out to her for really taking advantage of, again, this opportunity.
Yeah. Well, Aces got things to figure out, but a team who has maybe potentially figured it out without Caitlin is the Fever. They've won 2 games in a row. Kelsey Mitchell.
What
They
do
beat
you?
Chicago on Saturday.
Another one of your teams. Well, you're a man of many teams.
What can I
Man
say?
of many teams that
I'm a
aren't
sports
doing
watcher.
well.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I feel like every time it's
Maybe
just like
you should stop being a fan of a
stop
team.
supporting my
sigh,
teams,
deep
you know,
sigh from
deep
BJ
sigh.
anytime we talk about his team.
Speaking of blowout, I'm about to go see the Chicago versus Liberty tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm not even excited.
Wait, I'll be at that game. Where are you going?
I mean, Courtney Vandersloot tore her ACL,
Yeah.
so that stinks
Tough.
for.
That really
And that
stinks.
again, they need a floor general, so they have an opening right now. So I'm wondering,
I'm excited.
who are
to
you
see
going to
if
call up?
Haley
Maybe,
Van Leith is going to be the one to be. pulled
I
in.
mean,
But shout out,
ACL.
okay, wait, but I just want to shout out Kelsey Mitchell because
'Cause we
she's
love
a,
her.
she's a friend of the show.
Yeah, we love Kelsey Mitchell here.
And she had 17 points in 20. Hey, girl. She had 17 points and 24 points in the 2 wins for Fever, which is huge. She's clearly stepping up. So shout out Kelsey. But another team who we're like, figured it out, haven't figured it out, figured it out, haven't figured it out. Connecticut Sun pick up second win of the year versus the Dream. But I do want to just bring up Marina Mabry took that damn comment personally. Did you guys see this on social
Yes.
media? You guys, I was cackling.
Well, you saw the comment, damn. But then did you guys see where?
Wait, I don't think I
Courtney
saw. I
Williams,
think I
right?
missed this.
Yeah, so
But-
Courtney Williams commented on the Connecticut Sun playing the Liberty,
Liberty.
and it was like a blowout game.
Yeah, it
like
was 90
20 plus
Four,
points.
no, 40 points.
Yeah, 40
point.
point. It was
yeah.
like an insane scoreline. And it was just like final score, and Courtney Williams commented, "Damn."
Yeah, literally just damn. It was like, you know, when a team puts up the scorecard, right?
Yeah. And then the
Damn.
next day, they were doing like a live stream or something, and Courtney Williams is the one hosting the live stream.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting a call from Mabry." Like, she answers. She's like, "No, I'm pissed. Why'd you post that? Why'd you post that on me? Like,
And
why'd
she
you
was
say
like-
that?"
And she's like, no, I meant like, damn. Like, oh, I feel bad for them. She was like trying to explain the tone
No,
of
it's
her,
worse.
of her damn caption. I was cackling.
I was cackling, and she's like, "No, bro, not cool, bro." And she's like, "No, like, I didn't."
Wait,
mean it
who
like
posted
that."
this?
And Connecticut
The
Sun
Sun.
posted that.
Oh, when they won?
Yeah, when they won.
Oh,
Nice,
that's
I love
incredible.
It.
So
oh
funny.
my god.
I love when
that's great
social media
marketing.
teams
Yeah.
can have
No.
fun with it.
It's
That's
amazing.
admin,
That's
admin.
yeah. I live for
There
this
is
stuff.
literally nothing better than a good social media team for a
Yeah.
sports team.
And a
Right.
good back and forth, right?
Oh, we love
Like,
a little back and forth
yeah.
moment.
And
Love
she
it.
took she balled out.
Yeah,
She had so like
she was like,
what
"I'll
was
show
her
you a
point?
damn," you know?
Yeah,
She's like,
I'll
"I will
make you
give you damn.
She was like, I hear your damn, I raise you damn.
Damn.
Damn right.
Oh my god. Okay, another person who is going off is Kiki Irfin for
Yes.
Rookie of the Month. She gets was this
Damn.
first Rookie of the Month for WNBA, right? May
Yes.
Rookie of the
Yeah.
Month?
Yeah.
'Cause that's okay. Okay, I just want to say her college stats, her WNBA stats are better than her college stats.
Yep.
Find me a player who's done that.
Kelley O'Hara.
No.
Mary Mathias.
Absolutely not. Literally the biggest drop off. No, truly, like shout out to Kiki.
Yeah, that's
on,
incredible.
On entering this league, making, a name, not a name for herself, but like putting a stamp on this league, being like, I'm
making a name
here
for
and
herself,
Say it
'cause
again?
I'm thinking she's making a name for herself because everyone's like Paige, which we love
Right.
Paige, of
I
course.
mean,
but she's like, she's not the only new rookie here.
No, exactly. I think making a name for herself in the rookie conversation for this year, shout out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a
very
question
cool.
for Rookie of the Year. When you're doing and this is in NWSL and WNBA, when you're doing and deciding Rookie of the Year, are you taking into account who's the Rookie of the Month each month for that calendar year?
I think the Rookie of the Month just kind of is like foreshadowing to who
Yeah.
becomes
agree.
Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
I agree.
So you think the person who wins that the most is, let's say,
Probably.
she wins it
I
all?
would assume.
Yeah,
I would
would
think
assume.
so.
Just based on like
Yeah.
logic.
Yeah, and
right?
right now Kiki's averaging 14.9 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, which is nearly a double-double.
9.9.
And what's more impressive about that is that she's averaging 51% from the field goal.
Yeah.
So like
Damn.
half
Dude,
her
I'm telling
shots,
you.
she's
Take
making
it
half
all
her
in,
shots.
yo.
College stats.
Damn.
Her
She
college
said
stats.
College was child's play, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, you know what? I'm still gonna get to the league. Let me do my
Right.
work.
Y'all
No,
are
here.
but
students.
truly, like college stats, 12.2 points,
Mm-hmm.
6.4 rebounds. To me, the change in rebounds, because it's like rebounding is such a physical stat.
Correct.
And like an anticipation and an understanding. And the fact that she's getting that, I mean,
In the WNBA,
Right.
where these players are bigger,
Right.
stronger, faster,
Yeah.
larger, everything.
And probably read the ball better. Like
Oh,
read
yeah.
the flight
Oh
of the
my
ball
God,
and like
yeah.
anticipating better
Yeah.
than college.
you love to
athletes.
see it.
You love to see
Yes,
it.
Shout
we do.
out.
No, happy for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Deserved.
Keep it up.
You know what?
Yeah.
What?
What? Sorry,
What?
excuse me.
What were you gonna say?
You know what? Let's get gay.
Okay.
Moving on to the group chat segment. Wait, so
Let's get gay.
it's Pride Month, so you know what? Let's get gay, girls. Okay, so over the weekend, or this is last week, but Queer Magazine posted and they ranked who is the gayest team in the WNBA, and there was points. So each team got points for allyship, who was actually out. And this went super viral, and
It
this was
did, yes.
super super funny. Players were
Hilarious.
commenting, being like, "I don't think our team got enough points, accidentally outing other players."
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. So- wait, but did you guys see who the gayest team was?
Liberty.
Liberty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like, it wasn't like a.
It's a Sabrina and the
Sabrina.
and the
And the
Liberty
A's.
Lesbians. We love that.
Yeah.
No, I thought number one
It
was
wasn't- no, it
I thought
wasn't.
it was
Oh, I thought
tied
it was
between
Liberty.
Dallas
Number one was
and
the Wings,
Phoenix.
and it was tied.
Oh, maybe I just only care
Sabrina
about
and the
Liberty.
Lesbians, yes, of course. We love them. We rock for them.
I have so
But
much
they're
to
not the
say,
best.
but I can't.
Oh my god. Well, Just Women Sports posted another post that was like Alex and then all lesbians for starting 11.
And I want to get to this.
Yeah, we have. Let's dive in.
Let's
Like
dive
the
into this.
lesbians we are.
Because we were almost forgetting the ancient text. Kelley did not understand this joke.
Okay.
We send it, and Kelly's like, it's the infamous, most famous graphic of Kelley or Alex Morgan and the gays and the lesbians.
Wait. This has been out there before?
This has been out there for years.
Okay, see, this is yeah.
Like
I didn't
10
know
plus
that.
years.
that.
So this graphic is out, and Kelley, and we're talking, and Kelly's like, I played with a team of all gays and Alex Morgan. We're losing the text here.
I was like, I don't remember. I was like trying to think through starting 11s. I was like, did we ever put out a starting 11 that was all gays and then Alex? And they were
And
like,
so I had to
no.
inform her that as a society, we rounded up. Because it was majority gay and then up. But this has
You're
been
not
around
wrong.
since 2016.
Wow,
maybe
this has
even
been around
earlier.
for a
this,
while.
This GIF has been out.
Okay,
I am late
did
to the
you
party.
put it?
Right.
Did you put a starting lineup together?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so
With
in
all the
context,
who
Kelley
are
was like,
who's
let me put.
the gay lineup with Alex?
Sports are fun. Starting 11 of lesbians plus Alex by Kelley O'Hara for the U.S. Women's National Team.
Let's hear it.
Okay, Brianna Scurry in goal.
Yep.
Incredible.
Love that. Kling on the left.
Yep.
Tierna in
Yep.
the middle
Yes.
left or middle center back. Krieger right center back.
Okay.
Me right back.
Incredible.
You got to include yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously.
1000%.
Kristen's gonna play on the right. Kristen Press on the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're playing
Yeah.
a 4-4-2.
Okay,
to be
okay.
clear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lori Lindsay in the middle with Megan Rapinoe. We're gonna have them. Pino and Tobin can float between
Yeah.
the left and central. We'll play almost like a diamond, if you will. And then Kristen Press on the left.
Incredible.
Okay. And then Abby paired with Alex up top.
I think this might be winning the World Cup.
I think we might win a World Cup.
Yeah,
there.
might be
And
winning
you
the
know
World
what?
Cup.
As long as Christy Muse is on the bench, I'm okay with this.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much.
We got some bench players that we can add in there.
Yeah, you got a deep bench of lesbians. You do.
And
Disposal.
that was Alex and the Gays, brought to you by Kelley O'Hara.
There you go.
Presented
There
by
you
Sports
go.
Icon.
Yo, this might be my favorite team of all time.
Right?
Love
No,
it.
genuinely, I was like, was there a team? when
Do you
we
guys have a
did that?
mascot? Is it me?
Yeah, you can be
Okay.
our mascot. No, you should be our coach.
You're about to run.
I thought he was gonna, I thought he was going to be the ref.
Oh, he's
Oh,
the
yeah,
ref.
yeah, he's the ref, and you
I'm
only
the
make
ref,
calls
I'm
for
the
us.
ref.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
You have to be
Biased.
biased.
Of course.
The other team is straight. They're not getting a call.
Oh my god. Well, speaking of team support, the Valkyries are feeling the support right now. They're averaging the most fans per home game across the league, over 18,000 through first 3 home games. This is incredible. By an
Incredible.
expansion team.
Huge.
I mean, shout out to the Valkyries. 1, big win against the Aces, but 2, also like the fan support and showing up. It's incredible. Love to see
Incredible.
it. This is what, when you see an expansion come into a league, like they have the ability to build this connection with their community, build connection with their fans, and really like drum up a ton of support and build that, whether it's season ticket holder base or whatever it may be, but like to pack the stands. And Valkyries is doing an excellent job as an expansion
Excellent
team
job.
executing on that.
I wonder if they even, we know that this area, the Bay Area, is basketball
hub,
central. Like
yeah.
it loves sports, and so to have so much success from the Warrior side and all of that, just to know that that is there and to take that, know that, and then tap into that in the way that they have. They're like, we're gonna go and make people care about the women's WNBA, the WNBA team here.
For sure.
And it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been very intentional, especially about their storytelling.
Yeah.
And, whether it comes to their mascot, their logo, everything is very intentional, but they also make it visible for the fans, in terms of describing why they're making certain
Right.
choices with certain colors, with certain whatever it is. But I love that they've kept everybody in the loop along the way so that we can kind of be a part of their growth. But
Right.
playing in the Golden State Arena.
Yeah.
which
Well,
is
to
now
not
theirs
be
is huge.
intimidated by
Not-
like that legacy of that team and what Steph Curry has done there, and be like, yeah, we see you and we will raise you, that we will also sit and stand here and be great and people will love us.
Long overdue. They've clearly been waiting for a team.
Yeah.
And they got it. And
Awesome.
then they showed up.
Listen, another great stat in the sports world is Caitlin Clark's Slam Mag cover sold for $4,819, the most ever paid for a copy of Slam.
Wow.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Shout out.
Love.
This
That's-
is what those kids
that's a lot of money
that said
for
they were going to
paper.
invest in their Roth IRA should be spending their money on. Go get you a Slam magazine
No,
with
that
Caitlin Clark on
actually,
it.
no, that's an investment.
It is.
No, 100%.
But it's
It's gonna be
cooler
some-
than a Roth IRA.
Yeah, true. But yeah, whatever. I mean, true. Yes, I agree. Does anybody have a sports memorabilia piece that they would like absolutely love to own?
Yes, I would love a piece of the court from the first ever WNBA basketball game, which was against the New York Liberty and the Sparks, and the Liberty won. So I would love a chunk of that court.
Are they selling that? Does that exist
I
somewhere?
don't know. But
You're
I'm
like,
just
but if
saying.
it does,
Yes,
call
if
me.
it does.
That was crazy how you
Yes.
just came up with that.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, on
Wow,
the
mine's
spot,
not as
yeah.
cool, I feel
What
like.
was yours?
I just want to have like a hat from every Olympics, like since they started making
Oh,
hats.
that's
like I
cool.
love like
That's
vintage
cool.
Olympic hats. Yeah.
Vintage hats are cool.
All right, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for staying with us. We got another great
It's a
week
wild ride. It's a
ahead
great
of
week.
us in sports. The WNBA season keeps rolling with some key games this week. We have the Lynx taking on the Sparks on Saturday, along with the Liberty and Fever, and we'll see how the Aces fare against the Mercury on Sunday. For the NWSL, we're keeping our eyes on Bay FC and Orlando, as well as Gotham and Utah on Friday. They better
I'm
win that
sorry.
game.
That's the game to watch?
Well, they need to win it.
if Gotham doesn't win it, I swear to God, you will never hear from me again.
He's canceling his season ticket membership. And then Portland play Washington Spirit on Sunday. Remember to grab tickets to Fanatics Fest to see us live on June 22nd. We're going to take this craziness but live on stage where it is unedited. So make sure you're there. Like we keep saying, there is no better time to be a women's sports fan. So thank you for tuning in to another week of Sports Are Fun. We love you. Subscribe, follow, like, comment, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.